Hi, I'm Zach and I've done my HSC health report on diabetes. Diabetes is a non-infectious disease which is caused by the sufferer by the pancreas being unable to produce sufficient or any insulin, which is a hormone which is vital in allowing the transportation of glucose from the bloodstream and into the cells, where it can be used in metabolism. The lack of insulin means that the glucose is left in the bloodstream until it is passed out by urination. Glucose, which is left in the bloodstream, when left in the bloodstream for prolonged periods of time, can lead to conditions such as arteriosclerosis, which is where the blood vessels harden and lose their elasticity. This can also lead to a number of potentially life-threatening issues such as gangrene and failure of vital organs, due to the inhibited transportation of essential substances throughout the body via the bloodstream. The lack of glucose in the cells is also dangerous, as it is an essential ingredient in metabolic function, and without it, the body's function is inhibited. A person who is suffering from diabetes will often feel symptoms such as tiredness, weakness, low vision, and frequent urination. There are three main types of diabetes: type 1, type 2, and gestational diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, or insulin-dependent diabetes, is where the pancreas creates little or no insulin. This form of diabetes is believed to be mostly passed on genetically, and it is most commonly transmitted by either. An issue in the section of chromosome known as the HLA, which is often the cause of autoimmune diseases, where the body is unable to distinguish between self and foreign, and in the case of diabetes, pancreas and insulin can be attacked by the immune system, or by changes or mutations occurring to the insulin gene. Type 1 diabetes is managed either by regularly injecting artificial insulin into the body, or if they have access to the technology, by using an insulin pump depicted here, which functions by inserting a small needle into the skin and connecting to a pump, which delivers a constant supply of insulin into the bloodstream. Type 2 diabetics still produce insulin, but there are insufficient amounts, or the insulin itself is less effective. Insulin can be provided by the aforementioned techniques when required, but type 2 diabetes can often be managed by certain preventative behaviours, such as a healthy, balanced diet, regular exercise, and being a healthy weight, and avoiding unhealthy lifestyle habits such as smoking. Gestational diabetes can occur in women during pregnancy, while it only remains for the period that the woman is pregnant, the woman has a greater chance of developing diabetes later in life. A woman increases her chance of obtaining diabetes if she is an older mother or if she is overweight or obese during her pregnancy. According to the 2008 Australian Institute of Health and Welfare publications, diabetes is one of the leading causes of mortality in Australia. And due to the fact that there are many health complications that arise from diabetes, it is also the cause of other leading causes of mortality and morbidity. In 2008, diabetes claimed to affect 3.6% of all Australians in 2005, and it was the cause of 3%, or around 3,500 fatalities in Australia, and it contributed to an additional 6% of fatalities nationwide. This means that when diabetes is considered to be a direct, underlying and associated cause of death, it accounted for nearly 12,000 fatalities in Australia in 2005. In a later publication released by the Australian Bureau of Statistics in early 2010, diabetes was ranked as the sixth largest cause of all mortalities in Australia in 2008, causing over 4,000 deaths. Diabetes is a condition that will not only affect the sufferer, but also the communities around them. While the individual has the physical trauma of a potentially life-threatening condition of either a condition such as gangrene or diabetes itself, but those around them are also emotionally impacted, as they are forced to deal with either the suffering or the passing of a friend or loved one. A single diabetes sufferer who has to leave their job due to their condition impacts their entire workforce. The government's Medicare scheme means that the government also has to pay for the treatment of the disease, costing the government taxpayer money. In 2004 and 2005, the Australian government spent $989 million on healthcare for people with diabetes. The development of current technology such as artificial insulin, which is produced by taking the insulin gene and inserting it into the E. coli bacteria DNA and causing it to produce insulin, is a biotechnology which has played a critical role in improving the health of the diabetes sufferer. And new methods of delivering insulin into the sufferer's body, such as the insulin pump, are making the life of the diabetes victim sufferer much easier and giving them a greater chance of achieving good health. Thank you.